Jaya Radha
Sharanavind Bhaktivedanta Swami Jagat Guru Srila Ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Gaur Pramanande. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. Glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master, Sri Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada opened my eyes with torchlight of knowledge. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Today, we are talking about the forthcoming appearance of Lord Balaram. Yesterday in our home program we touched upon Krishna Janmashtami. According to Mukunda Balastotra, Srila Prabhupada is very fond of that. But here we are taking from Chaitanya Charitamrita and Krishna book about the appearance of Lord Balaram. In Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, Balaram is considered to be the second body of Lord Krishna. So, Sarva Avatari Krishna Swayam Bhagavan Tanhara Dvitiya Deha Sri Balaram. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the fountainhead of all incarnation, and Balaram is his second body. What do you mean by second body? Swamshas. Swa-amsha. Swa means his own. And amsha means portion of the portion. So, amsha kala is there that distinguishes Lord Shri Krishna's personality different from his own expansions. Everyone is an individual, but all the individuals are coming from the Supreme Individual. But Balaram, his own, that is the very first body he created. So Vasudeva, Shankarshana, Pradyumna and Aniruddha will be the four quadruples. They will be told that they are generated from Krishna, but actually Balaram will be the cause of their expansions. So, in the purport, Prabhupada says about Lord Krishna, the absolute personality of Godhead, is the primeval Lord and the original form of Godhead, and his first expansion is Balaram. The personality of Godhead can expand himself in innumerable forms. The forms that have unlimited potency are called swamshas, and the forms that have limited potencies, the living entities, are called vibhinnamshas. Swamshas and vibhinnamshas. When Krishna is producing out of his own sweet will his expansion, they are his own. And those who are separated without Krishna's will, by misusing the minute independence of their individuality, they are called vibhinnamshas. Krishna doesn't want anybody to go out of his, shelter. But yet, vibhinnamshas are those who are little bit of different in desire, different of opinion, इच्छाद्वेष समुत्थेन द्वंद्व मोहेन भारत सर्वभूतानि सम्मोहं सर्गे यान्ति परन्तप. There are two factors that creates Vibhinamshas. A separate desire from Lord Krishna, which has been coming out from an element of 8. They are called Vibhinamshas. And they have limited potency. Even though they are Krishna's part and parcel, they have limited potency because they are too minute, like the jivas. We are Vibhinamshas. In Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, chapter 5, text number 5, Eka यही स्वरूप है, दोनों भिन्न मात्रा का है, आद्य का है, व्यूह कृष्ण लीला सहाय. They are both one and the same identity, Krishna and Balarama. They differ only in the form. He is the first bodily expansion of Lord Krishna, and he assists in Lord Krishna's transcendental pastimes. Why Krishna is creating or expanding himself? To reach out ultimately to all the Vibhinamshas in the form of Paramatma. So he keeps on expanding and expanding of his Swamshas. Prabhupada says Balaram is Swamsha, personal expansion of the Lord, and therefore there is no difference in potency between Krishna and Balaram. The only difference is there in bodily structure. As the first expansion of Godhead, Balaram is the foremost assistant of Sri Krishna in his transcendental activities. He is always together with Krishna. He does not leave Krishna alone. Lord Balaram assumes 5 other forms to serve Lord Krishna. He himself helps the pastimes of Lord Krishna, and he does the work of creation in 4 other forms called Chaturvya, 4 armed forms known as Vasudeva, Shankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. These quadruple expansions are also of Balaram. Krishna doesn't have to do anything. Balaram will assist him in most of the activities. So the first quadruple expansion, and this is in Goloka Vrindavan, not in yet Vaikuntha Loka. So Balaram is expanding in Chaturvya. Lord Balaram executes the order of Lord Krishna in the work of creation. And in the form of Lord Shesha, he serves Lord Krishna in various ways. In all forms, he tastes transcendental bliss of serving Krishna. No one can approach Krishna without first getting the mercy of Baladev. Balaram is expanding all the way, but these gradations of the expansion, subsequent expansions of the expansions, they are very important to understand because they help in creation. Actually, Balaram is the Sandhini potency of Lord Krishna. Krishna has 3 internal potency: Sandhini, Samvit, and Ladini. So Sandhini is an existential potency, and Balaram is the chief of the existential potency. He is the personification of the potency. He is the Lord and Master of Sandhini potency. In Brahma Samhita, if you see, Lord Brahma is explaining about this Chintamani Vrindavan Dham. But prior to that, who are responsible to create Chintamani Dham? So Ishvara Paramakrishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anandi Ravir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. That is the first verse. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has no cause of him, yet he becomes the cause of all causes. The second verse is exposing that Sahasra Patra Kamalam Sahasrakyam Mahat Padam Tat Karnikaranam Tat Dharmam Tat Anantamsha Sambhavam. The whole Chintamrita is like 1,000-petal wall of the lotus. And it is multiplying. Mahatpadam, this is Mahatpadam means the great platform for Krishna to play his original intimate pastimes in Vrindavan. That is Guru Vrindavan. So, who manifests this? Dham. This Ananta Amsha Sambhavam. Ananta is Balarama's expansion. Ananta Shesh. Balaram has all Chaturvya, Vasudeva, Sankarsana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. Even material creation is also expanded by secondary Sankarsana. Not primary Sankarsana, but secondary Sankarsana coming out from one Vaikuntha planet, and he takes the charge of Karnodakshaya Vishnu. He comes with a cause to create. Krishna is causeless, but his expansions are doing his job. He becomes a cause. So Karnodakshaya Vishnu is the first Vishnu in the material world that he creates. I mean, in detail you will see a lot of things have been clarified. That is the Vishnu form. In South India, they do not worship Karnodakshaya Vishnu. In a universe, Karnodakshaya Vishnu expands as Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, from whose navel Brahma springs. And Lakshmi takes place after churning the ocean. So, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is a secondary expansion. But then the third Vishnu is Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. And he is in the Kshira Samudra. Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is in salty ocean. And Karnodakshaya Vishnu, Ya Karna Narva Jale Bhajatisma Yoga Nidram Ananta Jagadanda Saroma Kupa Adhar Shaktim Paransva Murte Govinda Mahari Brahma is relating that Karnodakshaya Vishnu. He has been a cause for creation, but he is an expansion of Lord Balarama. So Krishna remains totally unaffected, even though he is the initiator of expanding himself just for the cause of creation, sustenance and dissolution. Because his wayward, envious jivas, misusing their minute independence, came, they can't stay together. It's very incongenial atmosphere. So Krishna has to create and place us. So, Lord Balarama executes the order of Lord Krishna in the work of creation, and in the form of Lord Shesha, he serves Sri Krishna in various ways. In all the forms, he tastes the transcendental bliss of serving Krishna no one can approach Krishna without first getting the mercy of Baladev. Whenever Krishna appears in the material world, he is accompanied by his associates and paraphernalia. 5,000 years ago, when Krishna descended into the material world, he was the first preceded by Balarama, the seventh embryo of Devaki, was transplanted through the agency of Yogamaya into the womb of Rohini, Vasudev's another wife, and she was in Vrindavan. She was sent before. When Baladev appeared as seventh child in the womb of Devaki, she could understand that this was a divine child, and this made her all the more concerned about his safety. Garga Muni, the venerable Kulaguru family priest of Yadu dynasty, revealed to Rohini that the child she was carrying was indeed that of her husband Vasudeva. At the time of name-giving ceremony, he named the child Rama, one who gives all pleasures. Referring to the immense strength of the child, Gargamuni predicted that he will also be known as Balaram. Bala means the strength. The original meaning of Rama in our Hare Krishna Mahamantra does not refer to Ramachandra, but Krishna alone, because Balarama is his first expansion. He is embedded in. When you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra through the agency of Srimati Radharani, that is addressed as an internal potency of Lord Shri Krishna, termed as Hara. My dear Radharani, please teach me how to serve all attractive and all blissful personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna. Even in etymology, Kri of Krishna is Krudhatu. In Sanskrit it is Kru, but we pronounce it as Kri. Kru means all supportive element, and Na means all blissful element. So Krishna becomes the primordial entity, the most original entity, who is all attractive and all blissful. But when Krishna desires to create the material world because we are rebelling against his desire, so he engages Balaram potency and starts expanding himself in order to reach to the farthest possible, even in atomic or subatomic particles. Paramatma is smaller than the smallest and bigger than the biggest. So the farthest expansion of Paramatma, who is sitting in the heart of a Jivatma and energizing him with consciousness, which is spiritual energy. But this consciousness is of Krishna, but he abuses his five senses. So therefore he forgets. So, since he was forcibly attracted from the womb of Devaki to Rohini, he was also called Sankarshan. As the son of Rohini, he was known as Rohini Nandan, and as the elder brother of Krishna, he was also known as Dauji. Dauji means elder brother. Daumiya, elder brother. That is the local Brajvasi son of an elder brother. Powerful Lord Balaram is 16-year-old, full of luster of youth and has a fair complexion, the color of crystal. He wears blue garments and a garland of forest flowers. His handsome hair is tied in graceful top knot. This is the beauty of Lord Balaram. Splendid earrings adorn his ears, and his neck is splendidly decorated with garland of flowers and strings of jewels. Splendid armlets and bracelet ornaments gouge his graceful and very strong arms, and his feet are decorated with splendid jewel anklets. This is the description from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto. Lord Balaram's beauty is enhanced by earrings touching his cheeks. His face is decorated with tilaka made from the musk, and his broad chest is ornamented with a garland of gunjamala. Balaram's voice is very grave, and his arms are very long, touching his thighs. Ajanu bhuj. Janu is jangla, and the knee is connecting jangla and the foot, right? So the Supreme Personality of Godhead is always decorated with long hand touching the knees. How many of your hands are touching knees? Oh no! You have to stand up and see. You can do that. Stand up and see. No, you are not Ajahn Guj. Okay. Arms are very long, touching his thighs. Even knees are not being touched. What to speak of thighs? The splendor of Lord Balaram's transcendental form eclipses many millions of glistening rising moons, and the slightest scent of his boundless strength is sufficient to destroy many armies of demons. Bala, Shakti, says in Shvetasatra Upanishad that in the definition of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is given. What is the reason that he is the only Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna? He says, Nachatasya karanam karanam cha vidyate. For him, there is no karan, means the cause of his being, and karanam, nothing to impel him to do anything. There is no karan and there is no karan. We have karan and we have karan also. Completely opposite structure in the body. Even though we may be two-handed, and Krishna is also two-handed, but we are made in the image of God, not we are made in similarity of God. Image is always reverse. Alright? Although he knows he knows the supernatural power of his brother Krishna, still out of love for him, he never leaves Krishna alone in the forest even for a moment. He takes as an elder brother the position always watchful of Krishna. It doesn't mean Krishna is less powerful. He knows the Supreme Absolute, that personality. Who would not know? If Balaram is the first expansion, he would know everything. We are expanded from the expansions of Lord Krishna, And that too with temporary material energy. And we are so much tiny embedded in this. How much do you weigh? 90 kilos? Maybe, or something. Where would you be? As an entire particle in the 90 kilos of particular world that you have. Yeah. Every substance of our body is made up of particles. Particular theory. But Atma or the soul is very particular, little particle. And Paramatma is still very little. Anoraniyam Mahato Mahiyam. He is smaller than the smallest and bigger than the biggest. Paramatma is smaller than the smallest and Krishna is bigger than the biggest. Paramatma is Krishna's farthest expansion through the agency of Aniruddha. He is Shirodakshaya Vishnu, the third one. So, and they are all coming from Balarama. Right? But Balarama has fatherly affection to Lord Krishna. Balarama is Krishna's dearest friend and is great reservoir of nectar, mellows of many kinds of transcendental pastimes. Balaram slays Dhenukasura. Dhenukasura was a powerful demon who had assumed the form of an ass. With his demon friends, he was occupying Talavan, one of the 12 forests of Vrindavan. And out of fear of these demons, no one could approach Talavan and enjoy numerous flowers and fruits in the forest. Balaram, induced by his cowherd friends, entered the forest, desiring to kill the demons. He began shaking the fruit trees, making a big noise. Dhenuka, furious at the intrusion, attacked Balaram with his rear legs, but Balaram easily picked him up by his legs and whirled him around until he died. As the other demon friends of Dhenuka rushed to attack, Krishna and Balaram picked them up and threw them on the trees, kicking them, but also making the tall fruits fall on the ground so they can eat and enjoy. Balaram also kills Pralambasura. When Krishna and Balaram were playing with the cowherd boys, a demon named Pralamba entered in the midst, disguised as cowherd boy. Understanding the invincible potency of Krishna, he instead decided to abduct Balaram. At the end of the game, as the losing party, he was supposed to carry Balaram on his shoulders. Carrying Lord on his shoulders, he ran swiftly, but Balaram, realizing the true identity of demon, began to make himself heavier and heavier. Unable to bear the weight, the demon assumed his original form, which was like a huge, dark, effulgent cloud, decorated with golden ornaments. Balaram then brought his fist down the head of the demon, splitting into two and causing him to give up his life. This is Pralambasur. Balaram, glorified by Krishna. As the elder brother of Krishna, Balaram was the object of his love and respect. Once when walking in the forest of Vrindavan, Krishna observed the trees bending down as paying obeisances. He glorified the lotus feet of Balaram as being the object of devotion even for the demigods. He said that the trees which were impersonalist in the previous lifetimes, witnessing the personal form of Balaram, were now praying for his devotion. There was a verse in 10th canto about this. Krishna praises the trees as benevolent. Etanvan janma safalyam nranam iha deheshu pranay arthe dhiya vacha archanam dehinam sada. That in the material body, the best use is in serving Krishna, just like become very benevolent like the trees. You know, the trees are so glorified that they are bending down with fruits for others to consume. Give shade for those who are, tired. So you can see Balarama is tired after killing Prahlabasur and other demons, and he laid down in the lap of one Gopa, and Krishna started massaging his feet. This is fraternal relationship, the love in fraternity. But that also gives a glorification through the agency of the trees, that if human being, etanvan janma safalyam, if human being needs to succeed in this life, Nana iha deheshu. Iha deha means with the same material body. The success will come only prana, by giving his life for serving Krishna. If not, artha, money, sacrifice. If not, dhiya, give intelligence. Even if you claim I don't have intelligence to give you, okay. Chant Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
That is the vacha. Vacha means one. What is the service of vibrating the tongue? Chant Hare Krishna Mahaprabhu. So, this is in relationship to Krishna's service to Balarama. Balarama is serving Krishna, and Krishna is taking opportunity to serve Balarama. Yamuna Devi was chastised by Balarama. Once Lord Balaram was, at the time of living in Dwarka, came back to stay in Vrindavan for 2 months. At this time, he enjoyed pastimes with his gopi friends, who were different from Krishna's gopis. Enjoying such pastimes on the bank of Yamuna at Ramghat, the Lord summoned Yamuna so that he could sport in the waters. When Yamuna Devi did not respond, Lord Balaram took up his favorite weapon, the plough, and began to drag Yamuna in 100 streams. Understanding the position of Balaram, Yamuna Devi personally appeared and offered her obeisances to the Lord with many prayers in glorification, his glorification. Thus appeased, the Lord entered and bathed in the waters of the river. Then Kauravas were chastised by Balarama. Samba, the darling son of Jambavati and Krishna, kidnapped Lakshmana, the daughter of Duryodhana, from the assembly where she was supposed to choose her husband. The furious Kauravas after a prolonged fight, finally arrested Samba by sending in 6 of their greatest warriors. When the Yadavas heard of this, they prepared for a battle, but Lord Balaram pacified them, preferring to find a peaceful solution. Why? Can you imagine why Balaram wanted to mediate something? Because
he had a friendly relationship with Duryodhana.
yes, Balaram was guru of Duryodhana. Balaram taught the Mushal Yuddha, the Gada Yuddha. However, when he requested Kauravas to return Samba and Lakshmana, the Kauravas responded by insulting him and the Yadav dynasty. Understanding them to be ignorant in their false prestige, Balaram took his plough and began to drag Hastinapur into the Ganges. Jamuna was dragged by his plough, and Ganges were also dragged to Hastinapur to put in inundation in Hastinapur. The terrified Kauravas now surrendered to the lotus feet of Balaram, begging him for his mercy. They immediately returned Samba and Lakshmana and had them married ceremoniously with many opulent gifts. Killing of Romaharshana. Towards the end of Dwapar Yuga, thousands of sages assembled on the banks of Naimisharanya to perform a 1,000-year yajna in effort to reverse the onset of Kali Yuga. They appointed as their leader Romaharshana, one of the main disciples of Vyasadeva, who was also present when Sukadeva Goswami narrated Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit. When Lord Balaram entered the assembly, understanding him to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all present rose to offer him respects. However, Romaharshana, proud at his occupying the position of the leader, did not get up. Lord Balaram could understand that even though Romaharshana was an expert Vedantist, he had not yet realized these things, teachings. Considering him unqualified to lead the ceremony, Balaram touched him with a blade of grass, causing him to die. He then instituted Suta, the son of Romaharshana, as the leader of the assembly and continued with his pilgrimage. So, this is how Romaharshana Suta was installed. So, in short, he was he's called as Suta Goswami. Suta means son. Mercy of Lord Balaram. Lord Balaram exemplifies the service attitude to Krishna. His only mission is to please Krishna by rendering service to him. Whether in the creation of the material worlds, maintaining the spiritual worlds, or as his personal paraphernalia. Lord Balaram is eternal companion of Sri Krishna. He came as Lakshmana with Rama, and later as Nityananda Prabhu with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is the original spiritual master, and anyone desiring to make spiritual progress must first get the mercy of Lord Balaram. Shri Balaram ki Jai. So, it is very important in Gaudiya mathas, you won't see Nityananda Prabhu along with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because they have a mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be Radha Krishna nahi anya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna nahi anya. So, the mood of worship is along with Gandharvika Giridhari, the deity of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj. They put only deity of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he doesn't have raised hands. His hands are just benedictine. So that is Radha Krishna combined form and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So there is no distinction between Radha and Krishna separately or Radha Krishna combined. But they do not put Nityananda Prabhu. Have you seen? Even Prabhupada donated Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, murti to Keshavji Gaudiya Math in Mathura. Single deity. But for us, he said, Heno ine nitai bhai Radha Krishna paite nahi. Without the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, you will not understand Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this particular form. That is Radha Krishna combined. So, our process of worship is Nitai Gauri Nattaraj here, very blissful deities. And we have the opportunity to serve them. We have to think big about him. We have so much land. We have to inspire to make a beautiful temple. Not big, but everybody can take advantage. There is not a single temple in Florida yet. So, yeah, the biggest opportunity. The land is here. Last year I gave him the design also. All right. So, raise your hands and commit yourself to construct a beautiful temple. Alachula is a temple, but it is not in the form of temple. The temple has distinguished structure. They have to also make right an Alachula. Right now they are housing in semi-temple structure. That's okay. But the importance is when we do not have, it's a small place, so naturally we should think big. What do you say? Are you all ready? A sick way to tell. Yeah. Unless and until you are inspired, who will make it? Let me tell you. I'm trying to inspire him. He may be my disciple, but I'm supposed to inspire everybody. Prabhupada will be pleased. So please work hard towards that. Come up and Krishna will bless you. Hello, Shri Balaram Dauji Bhaiya Ki Jai. Anybody has any question? Yes.
So, Hare Krishna Maharaj, so in the beginning of the class you mentioned about Lord Balarama is the first expansion of Lord Krishna. And then in Srimad Bhagavatam, we read about different 10 avatars, like Vara, Matsya, and then Nrsimhadev, Lord Ram, and Balaram also is one of them. So all these 10 incarnations, they come directly from Krishna or from Balaram?
Definitely. All the avatars. You know, Adi Guru is also Balaram. Krishna Vande Jagat Guru. So you can't separate Krishna from Balaram. Alright? But Balaram is the Sandhini, means existential potency. He is the chief creator. Krishna only orders. Balaram knows the desire of Krishna. Krishna may not have to even say Balaram, but he did say. In Bhagavatamritam, Devaki was not able to witness the childhood pastimes, for which Lord Krishna was prayed for, and three in millennia. And when Krishna appeared, he appeared in the jail, which is smaller than this place, and again in four-handed form, that Kshirodakshai form. But Devaki said, we know you, I didn't call for you, why have you appeared before me in your four-handed form with Chakra Gada? We know you. I didn't ask you. I wanted you to be in your baby form so we can witness your childhood pastime. And say, oh, how can I perform my childhood pastimes in the jail? You want to witness? No, you wait. You wait. Devaki was not able to witness childhood pastimes for which she prayed for Lord Krishna. Instead, Nanda and Yashoda got the benefit of ready-made Krishna. They were so, lucky in the sense that Krishna preferred them. They were also pure devotees. So, they are also real father and mother. We may say, oh, they are foster father and mother. No. There's no separation. Love melts every material barriers of thinking, feeling and believing. So, Devaki never been to Vrindavan. Devaki never been to Vrindavan. Even Balaram was sent to Rohini's Garbha. She was protected by Nanda's clan. Alright? So she was a Brijavasi. Rohini was a Brijavasi. Krishna also comes. And they played the pastimes, childhood pastimes, wonderful pastimes in Gokula. Alright? She heard from so many people who were frequenting Vrindavan. 3 times. One time, Narad Muni came to Vrindavan to check on the gopis who were lamenting, and Narad Muni got a lesson and came back without much, achievement. Then Balaram also goes to Vrindavan. But Krishna's gopis were completely devastated. Balaram cannot pacify them. So, second was out of question. The third, Uddhav was sent by Krishna to pacify gopis. But Uddhav got more lessons than he could even. Okay. They were telling Uddhav, you look like Krishna, but we are not fools. to accept you. You know. Uddhav learned the lessons from gopis and came back. Only everybody, so Devaki heard from them about Vrindavan and the gopis, but she had a burning desire. So in Dwarka, she was opening her heart to Krishna one day, and behind the wall, the door separating the two rooms, Rukmini was listening. And Devaki said, "My dear Lord, I know you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I don't doubt about anything, but my heart is burning. You know, even though you appeared as my son, I may not have delivered you, but you appeared on your sweet will because you are transcendental. But you are still my son. And I was bereft of your childhood pastimes. Can you please show me again and fulfill my desires?" So Krishna said, "Why not, mother?" "Yes. Hey, Dauji Bhaiya, can you come? Let's do something. Can you create new Vrindavan on the shore of Dwarka? Seashore." And Balaram said, "No problem." And Balaram created new Vrindavan and characters exactly then. And Krishna and Balaram, they were playing. And Mother Yashoda was also in the form of statue and holding the melted butter in her hand all the time. And Krishna will come and go away. As if they are enacting the pastimes, you know. It's beautifully described in Brihad Bhagavatamritam by Sanatana Goswami. So this is the concept of Vrindavan. Because Devaki asked, and Rukmini was listening. Devaki was describing that you had such a wonderful childhood there. My mind is renewed. Then Mother Yashoda was churning the butter, and you will steal, you will do tantrums and whatnot. But you also, as if you are the master of the cream of devotion, the butter, you hold a churning roll in your hand, and I cannot forget such scene through my eyes. And Rukmini was listening to them. And Rukmini came, "Oh Krishna, I heard this beautiful pastime that Mother Devaki was so much struck with it. I heard it. Can I make your deity and worship it?" And Krishna said, "Why not? Go ahead." And she was worshipping a deity with churning roll in the hand. And when Dwarka submerged, this deity was covered by the Gopi Chandan, and it was being used like an anchor, a heavy anchor, and the ship of one merchant. He was carrying it, and somehow or other his ship capsized near Malabar coast, and says, Madhvacharya in Udupi, he was empowered personality. He realized that somebody is in difficulty. Let me go. and try to help them. Now his Vayu avatar, he released the ship, and the owner of the ship says, "How can I serve you?" He said, "Give me that lump that you use like an anchor, I will take it." And he got it and lifted like Hanuman lifting a mountain. He ran to his ashram and told his disciples, "Carefully chip out all the Gopichanda." And Udupi Krishna was manifested. That is Udupi Krishna. They worship with such awe and reverence, in the month of style. So, similarly, Rukmini was also worshipping Narayan form of Lord Shri Krishna because he was 400 in Dwarka. Right? This was the only Vrindavan Leela with churning road she was worshipping, but she was worshipping a 400 Vishnu form. Our Lord Krishna was 400 in Dwarka. Right? So, that deity was also been rescued by Vayudevata and took the help of Brahaspati, the priest of the demigods. They came with the deity to suitably, looking for a place where he can be established. He came to the coast of Kerala. Because Guru Brahaspati and Vayudevata both were responsible to bring. Lord Shiva was meditating there in Bindu Sarovar, and they approached them. Where can we find a beautiful place like this? Oh, Shiva said, yes, this is the most enchanting place. I'm meditating and I was desiring that the Lord will appear here. Thank you for bringing. I will move to another temple nearby, but established here. I was waiting for. So that's the Guru Vayurappa in Kerala. That is the deity. So, deities are also manifestations of the Sandhini potency of Balarama. The deities. Anything that is manifestation that can be observed by physical or spiritual nature, Balarama is responsible. We say, because Krishna is the Lord and Master of everybody, even of Balarama. He respects. But agencies are different. Similarly, Balaram is Sandhini potency of Lord Shri Krishna. The Chit potency, that is Samvit potency, is always with the heart of Lord Krishna, and that is Saraswati. That is Saraswati, original Saraswati, is in the heart of Lord Krishna. And the Vladini potency is Radharani. All these three potencies, because they are manifested, Therefore, these potencies are appearing, manifesting to prove Lord Krishna that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in Svetasvatara Upanishad it is said, Nachatasya karanam karanam cha vidyate, nachatasamasam abhiyadikaccha drashyate. This is the only reason that there is nobody equal to or greater than Lord Shri Krishna, because he doesn't have a cause. And he has nothing to do. All his expansions and agencies are doing. Especially, Parasha Shaktir Vividhiya Suruyate, that Supreme's energies are so variegated that they manifest according to the nature or according to the desire of the Lord into Jnana, Bala and Kriya. Knowledge, strength and activities. He doesn't have to do. When Durvasa Muni was chased by Sudarshan Chakra, did Krishna release it? Vishnu release it? No. It goes on its own because he is in tune with the desire of the Lord. So he doesn't have to get a special order. Okay, Sudarshan, look, that guy, nasty Durvasa, he's insulting my devotee. No. You don't see any reasoning so forth. Because these are in tune with the desire of the Lord. And they are live. They are not dead instruments. Actually, the manifestation of Sudarshan is four-handed Vishnu form. Krishna Swadhamo Pagate Dharma Jnanadivisa. And he was accompanied by the four manifested personalities in the form of Gada, Sudarshan Chakra, Lotus, and Shankha. They were all four-handed personalities. They accompanied Lord Krishna. So this is how Lord Krishna's, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is defined and understood, and Lord Balaram helps to manifest actuality. So the Chintamani Dham is manifested by the potency of Balaram, or Anantansa Sambhavam. Sambhav means made possible to exist. It is eternal existing, but the responsibility is of Balarama. Anything else? Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, in this world that we're living in, how do we beg Lord Balaram for mercy? How do we do that? How do we continue to progress in our spiritual path?
How Balaram kills the demons by immense spiritual power? Or what? I didn't understand.
Say the question again.
How do we ask for Lord Balaram's mercy?
How do you ask Lord Balaram's mercy? Chant the holy name of Krishna in form of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. The Ram potency is pleasure-giving potency, but Balaram is strength. But as we understood, Balaram is also Ram. And they are the primary names. Krishna and Balaram, Ram are the primary names only in Vrindavan. Otherwise, elsewhere, they were understood as Devaki Nandan, Vasudeva Sutta, Vasudeva, outside Vrindavan. In Vrindavan, nobody knew them other than Krishna and Balaram. Nobody was calling him in Vrindavan, he is Devaki. And nobody can make a temple in Vrindavan of different names. Only those names which are pertaining to Vrindavan and Vrindavan pastimes, these names are given. Because they are primary names. Others are secondary names. They say primary names are giving love of Godhead, while secondary names are not giving love of Godhead. They may give you other things than the love. Opulence, understanding. Does love require understanding? It springs from the heart. When purified heart is there, that love of Godhead will be. So chant for that understanding that Lord Balaram will be able to, convey us. Otherwise, what does Radharani has to do with Balaram? What does Radharani has to do with Balaram? Who are second initiates already and had some opportunity to serve Radha Krishna deities? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is the Mul Mantra of Radharani? Yeah?
You cannot say that.
Bhagavan Namastu.
Sri Ram.
Sri Ram Radhikaya Namaha. Huh? Why? Which potency is Ram means Ramanti Yoginah Satyanande Chidatmani Iti Rama Pade Nasho Parabrahma Vidiyate. Yesterday we read that sloka. Huh? The yoginas, those who are meditators, those who are devotees in rapt attention, they always put their mind in Ramante. Ramante means they rejoice while meditating. Anante. Ramante Anante. For eternity. It's not a one-time job. A yogina, Anante, Satyanante Chidatmani. Satya means factual. And in Chid Atmani, Chid potency means conscious. Atmani within the self. Iti Rama. That enjoyment is called Ram. That pleasure is called Ram. If somebody says, then what about Lord Ramachandra and Sita? Well, show me. Did they give any pleasure to anybody?
Hanuman.
Huh?
Hanuman. Ram Sita ki Krishna.
Hanuman was servant. He was very obedient servant. But I won't say Hanuman was a Rasik Bhakta. He was very faithful. He preferred to be remaining menial servant. Ramchandra's character was simply devoted to make sure that people will understand that material life is horrible. So he played like an example of suffrage. His parents suffered. The entire Ramayana is nothing but suffering. Where is the pleasure? When Lord Ramchandra returned, he was in a steady state situation because he would not be moved. he showed all his obedience and the very exemplary behavior for an ideal grahastha. It means it's a damn serious job. You can't take it lightly. And even after coming to Ayodhya, and he became the ruler, when Sita was pregnant with twins, just hearing a useless dhobi, means washerman, chastising his wife. Oh, I'm not like Ramchandra, who can keep his wife who has already gone to somebody else's house. More righteous than. And Ramchandra says, actually, Treta Yuga is the third Yuga, and then Kali Yuga starts. But the symptoms in Treta Yuga was manifesting. And Ramchandra was not happy. Even though he ruled for 11,000 years. But that is Treta Yuga. In Treta Yuga, 10,000 years is an average lifespan. And Krishna gave them. But in Dwapara, only 1,000. And Kali, not even 100. Because we are in the closest circle and our circumference is very less. But circumference for the other yugas is humongous. Krishna is very tricky. Actually, Treta Yuga means the third Yuga. Dwapara means second Yuga. But he is ordering. Treta, you go before me. You know. Because I am coming only one time in the day of Brahma. He will come 1,000 times. So can you do me a favor only one time? Go before me. So Treta Yuga came before. And Dwapara, Krishna appeared Dwaparante, just 5,000 years before the Kali Yuga starts. We are in Kali Yuga, right? So, Krishna devised, because his specific appearance have been already pre-calculated in 27th cycle of Brahma's Chaturyugas. 1,000 cycles are there. This is only 27th cycle. And in the 7th Manu of Vaivasvat Manu, he will appear at the end of Dwapara. That was his calculation, and the firmament and the what they call arrangement of the planetary system, and everything was very, very conducive and divine for him to appear. Is the Lord and Master of the entire universe, so all the Milky Ways and nebulas and whatnot, they have to, remain in order. And a very good confluence was set, and Krishna descended, they call it. But all the expansions they subsequently became immersed in his personality. Except Lord Balaram, his second body. So he kept him intact. But all the other expansions from Balaram, they were embedded in Krishna's embodiment. So anyway, Balaram is not only the exhibitor of the Bala strength, but physical and spiritual strength is also there. So if you pray to Balaram, definitely. But pray like Krishna and Balarama, in reference to Krishna only. Alright? So thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai. His Vedavyasa Maharaj Ji.